Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are in an independence war, as usual, that we should have won already, as usual, but the reason that we should have won it already is because we captured the leader and that gave up a bunch of our war progress, our war score, unfortunately. We're going to move forward here. We are at 62% right now, and we're just going to continue to siege these down. They are pulling back some of these areas, but that's okay. We also see their armies moving around over here. They're not particularly threatening, and for right now, that's okay. We're resupplying over here. This is in hostile territory, so it's not really resupplying, but it's not using supplies either, so that is just fine. These guys are potentially moving up towards our siege force, which we don't really like. We'll see if that is indeed their plan. 15 days here. We're going to move a little bit, like so. Just to be in a better position in case they do attack our siege force. They have decided to siege over here. Cool. This is an interesting attack. Okay. We're going to walk into this capital. We're at 62% war score right now. 72, I mean. We did just lose a siege, so that's fine. Yeah, you can have some resources. Okay, so we're just going to walk in with this force over here. We're going to bring this one to reinforce, but we're not going to bring in this unit. We'll hold them in reserve for right now. They should not be necessary. Excellent. Our heir is unmarried, and we should do something about that. We will have him marry... Let's see, he is 16. She's not particularly great at stewardship, but she'll do. Okay. So in we go. And there is this force over here. So we're going to pull back across the river here. Cool. So that was a stack wipe, and I'd like to pursue these guys. I doubt we're going to catch them. Let's see if they let us catch them. Actually, we do catch them, surprisingly. We're at 79% war score, and 17 of that is from battles. So we can get additional battle war score here. I like it. We'll do exactly that. We're going to siege this here, and that will net us an additional chunk of war score. We're at 91% right now. Excellent. We do have a lack of spy master, and we'll put in this gentleman. Excellent. And we win this war, or rather this battle. Maybe the war, but no, not the war, just the battle. We're going to head on down. As soon as this siege is over, I do expect that the war will also be over. Perhaps it'll be over by catching these guys. We'll see. We only need 4% more war score after all. 3%. We do have ticking. Yeah, it's going to be over before this siege is, for sure. That's it. Okay. Sounds good. We're at 100%. We're going to enforce those demands. And disband our troops. Excellent. So there's that war dealt with. And next up, we do still want to continue thinking about where we want to burn our attacks. I mean, we're 39 at this point, but we're still severely injured. And that's becoming a bit of a problem for us, in fact. We can indulge in food to drop our stress. It'll cost us 300 gold, but that's okay. Excellent. That'll do for now. And I do think that we should do our expansion at this point. Claim on the Sultanate of Valencia, huh? Okay. I want to check up over here. This is also a kingdom tier realm. Let's see. Those are de jure claims there. Wait, what? What does he... Oh, over here. Okay. Irrelevant. Irrelevant is what that is. Okay. Well, in that case, we may want to go for a kingdom invasion on the Sultanate of Navarra. That's not very good, if I'm honest. Sultanate of Aquitaine is what we'd want. We don't want to use our invasion title on Navarra, I don't think. I think that would be a mistake. There is still the Byzantine Empire, of course. That is definitely a thing. We can demand payment from this guy. Sure. May as well do that, I guess. I really do want to use our kingdom invasion on this guy. Not Aquitaine, obviously. This would be on the Umayyad Sultanate, like that. They can pull up about 40,000 troops. That's really not that bad. You seize all titles belonging de jure to the target title and all occupied counties outside of it. So we can potentially take everything he has. Done. Okay, we're going to raise up our troops over here. We'll raise our men-at-arms, and we'll raise our levy troops. Now, it's going to take us a little while to get over here, and we need to keep in mind we don't need to occupy any of this except for one to prevent ticking war score. That's it. We need to occupy everything else he holds if we want to take it. So that's going to be interesting. For sure. Supply limit here is 20k. Okay. So we'll let this raise up to about 20k. And then we'll split it. And we'll keep raising. So that's 17k. Not going too quickly here. 19k. And 20k. Cool. So now we're going to split off a huge number of these troops. What is the supply limit over here? 19k? Sounds good. So we're going to split off around 18,000 troops here. And these guys are going to move on over there. Excellent. Now we'll continue gathering here until we have another roughly 20,000 here. And currently we've got 8,000. 9,000, 10, 11. It's starting to speed up. Good. 17, 18, 19, and 20. We'll stop gathering these. We can always bring more reinforcements in. We've got 16 days left on these guys, but we're going to go by sea to Barcelona. That's not by sea. I was expecting that to go by sea. Okay. There we go. Who is this? Our guest dies. Okay. Well, beasts of the deep in the carp pond. Okay. Why do we have a beast from the deep in our carp pond? That's questionable. Useful, but questionable. Okay, so off we go. Our men-at-arms have indeed arrived, and they are now heading off. Cool. We'll be arriving in Barcelona soon enough. I would like him to wrap up this other war that he's defending against. It's not ideal. We're going to land over here in Barcelona. Again, we need to occupy all of these locations over here. We need to occupy this one. We need to occupy some of this to prevent ticking war score. And then we need to occupy down this way, just as far as we think we can handle. So we'll group this together, and then we're going to split off our trebuchets, and we're also going to split off roughly 10k troops. That's like 12k. Roughly 10k troops. The rest of these are going to move out over here. Actually, up to here. And start a slow siege. Once they arrive up here, we'll split them because of supply limits. And the supply limits are still hot garbage over here, but that's okay. We are going to take some attrition over there. We did just get our men-at-arms fascination, and that is huge. That does, of course, mean that next up we want to take guilds. And that will be done in about 15 years. We will be into the late medieval era in 3 years, but that's okay. For right now, we're going to keep working on guilds and banking before we move into the late medieval era. So that'll be fine. Oh, we're not at war here? Yeah, that's Navarra. Okay, sounds good. I actually kind of want to go fight these guys. Don't I? Well, not necessarily because of attrition in the area. We need to work our way through these forts first. And we do need higher level siege men-at-arms, there's no doubt about that. But we should be working right now on boosting up our trebuchet size. So we'll boost that up to 12, and we're probably not going to be reinforcing them here. But that'll go from 240 to a much higher number. Well, not a much higher number. It's going to be like 120 each, I think. Yeah, 120 each. And the last one's actually only 110. It didn't get fully upgraded. For some reason, I thought it had been, but we didn't have the cash. There we go. So 120 means that we're going to go up to a total of 360, but those will have to be reinforced. So that'll take a little bit of time. But we'll get this siege done. Do we have a siege leader here? We don't, and we really should. That would help matters. There we go. And this siege is going to be a quite slow one for right now. Once this siege is over, we're going to move our siege force up over here, move these guys in here, and then we're going to attack. That will be necessary. And yeah, 10 days left here. Excellent. And off we go, I think. There we go. Off we go. Excellent. Once we arrive, we'll move these guys. Which will be... now. There we go. And we'll take over that siege. Okay, so we're going to move on in here. And yes, we're going to take attrition doing this when we move in. It's only 187 casualties. I think that's fine. We did not actually see this additional force here. Okay. That's going to be interesting, for sure. Leadership. Skill 25, skill 35. Okay. We'll see how this goes. Are we brutally mauled now? Yes, we are. We're probably going to die. Okay. I should have read that more closely. These guys are taking a very long time to arrive. They just did, though, and we're actually winning. So that is great. There are additional enemy reinforcements on the way in, but they're coming in via a slow route. So that's fine. We are winning this fight, and I think they're going to be too late coming in this way rather than just going directly in. Yeah, they're too late. They don't win this. The reinforcements are here, but we already won the battle. Like, they're out of here. We can sell titles at this point if we want to, and actually I do want to do that. We'll see what happens. It can be unpredictable. He pays 300 gold to us. Cool. So we'll accept that, and with that gold, what are we going to do? We are going to get more men-at-arms. We're going to go for another round of armored horsemen here. So we'll create that. Fantastic. And we're, of course, also going to look to bump up our horse archers, which are kind of out of date at this point, but we have to keep them due to the rules of the game that we are currently playing. Excellent. So we won that, obviously. We're at 56% war score already. Now, keep in mind, we don't necessarily want to be at high war score. So that's a thing. I'm interested in seeing... okay, he is currently losing both wars. Okay. Not necessarily ideal there. I don't know. Maybe we should just occupy territory over here and then just take the Umayyad kingdom and call it good, rather than trying to occupy everything. With this other war here, it's going to be annoying. If that war goes away, then maybe we go for everything. We'll see. Actually, I think we're completely 3 years left. Okay, we should relieve this. Sounds good. We are at 360 units in our siege force now, so that's fantastic. We also need to continue to raise up our horse archer count. There we go. And we lost our Chancellor, so we will put in this gentleman. Okay. These guys are now going to move back and resupply. Just checking supply limits over here. We'll be fine over here. Excellent. Checking where this border is. We're quite a long ways away from it still. And they do have ticking war score on their side, which is actually currently helpful. We actually want the ticking war score because that means that we're going to occupy more territory over here. I mean, to be fair, we could just not do the peace, right? Is there a penalty in Crusader Kings for just chilling at 100% war score and piecing out whenever you want? I don't think so. It's not an enforced peace situation the way some Paradox games are. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think I'm okay with that. We're just going to take a bunch of territory over here. These guys are resupplying nicely. They are going to be exceeding the supply limits in the area again. And we're currently dying. Which is not great. I mean, we do need to seek treatment for our brutal mauling again. Is it too late for caution here? I mean, we've failed to heal our entire life, so it's too late for caution. Okay, fantastic. We're no longer brutally mauled. It actually worked. We're now severely injured again. Okay. Well, it's better than being brutally mauled. That's for sure. So we are, of course, resupplying over here, and we're going to head over this direction. I do want to have our troops somewhat nearby, so we're going to move over like so. Have these guys ready to back us up if necessary. We're at 76% right now. And make that 83. We're going to continue moving on over, keeping our troops nearby so that we can support our siege force. But yeah, we'd love to take all of this. You can see by the blue what we'll actually take. So that would be amazing if we could take all of this. Kind of a little unlikely that we'll make it, well, I don't know. Like I said, it depends. He's in 3 wars right now. So we have to defend the territory that we held against multiple others. Okay, this war is irrelevant. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll see how annoying this is looking at being and if we have any other irons in the fire. For now, I'm reasonably content to stay in this war and just continue to take territory. This is what we would get right now. All of the red, other than these over here, all of the red is what we can get. So that's fascinating. And we're ill. And we're a little brighter. Reduced disease symptoms. Cool. So that's nice. 300 stewardship experience. We'll take it. This guy is really having a hard time recovering. I mean, he keeps mauling himself. That's not helping. But even so. So we could peace out of this war at almost any time once we occupy this. And we'll keep that in our back pocket. For right now, I'm content with allowing the defender to control the war target. This is fine. He is moving his way on up. We'll see if he has any other soldiers behind this. He does. Okay. This is interesting. He's walking in here. And he really doesn't have to. We're going to come in over here. We are going to take some attrition. That's expected. There we go. And we're going to win this battle, obviously. No doubt about that. Secret has been exposed. And we're no longer ill. That's good. That's very good. So we actually took him hostage here. We can enforce our demands at any time. And I don't want to. We're going to continue our sieges for now. We don't actually care about taking war score anymore because we have him captured. No, continue that siege. The steward is going to need to be assigned here. We'll put in this guy. Excellent. And our sieges are going to be wrapping up here. We're just going to continue pushing. Every siege that we get is more territory for us. We need to keep in mind there's this as well in Merida. That's quite a ways out there. Okay. So, the question, of course, does become, when are we done here? With the answer to that being, I don't know. Maybe eventually. Oh, there's two heading over this way. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. Perfect. I want these guys spread out down over here. 14 days left in this siege, and that's another county for us. Excellent. Now, one thing we could think about doing is assaulting these forts to get them that much faster. That's something we did in Crusader Kings with these invasion CBs, is we would just push our way through them super quickly and take huge swaths of land from it in CK2. But you have to have a breach, for one thing, in CK3, and I just don't generally find that assaulting the fort is worth the casualties. It basically just doubles our siege time, or halves our siege time, really. But our sieges are fairly short as is. So I think it's fine. We're just going to continue pushing our way through here, and this is going to take a little while. But it's going to yield us a tremendous amount of land. We're going to take Avaricious here. There we go. He is sieging over here. Hilarious. But we're just going to continue. Oh, hello. That's a pretty big set of armies there. How many people is he fighting against in that war? This guy. Okay, it does automatically end after a little while. Sad. Very sad indeed. So, we are going to need to defend against what? Oh, okay. So we're just going to head up over there. That's not a big deal. And we're, of course, going to need to hand out a few titles here. We've got 35 out of 10. So, that's definitely going to be a thing. We're going to grant this out. Our son and player heir is not going to get anything. I can tell you that right now. And we're going to get a whole lot of stress out of this, I think. It's unfortunate. But our next life, we're probably going to use the invasion CB on the Byzantine Empire and do something fairly similar, is I think what we're going to do. For now, of course, we need to hand out titles and then deal with this defensive war. We didn't get as much land as we had hoped, but we did get a decent chunk more than the CB called for, so we'll accept that. These, of course, need to be continued to be granted out. We've got another 14 to grant. So that's a thing. And we're going to also need to handle our ridiculous number of vassals that are going to be over the vassal limit. We're currently 43 vassals above the vassal limit. So that's exciting. Okay, 6 more of these to hand out. And they're all down over here, it looks like. Yes, indeed they are. Excellent. Okay, so there's that all done. Get rid of all those guys. Excellent. So now we are 51 direct vassals above our vassal limit. So first things first, we are going to make a de jure kingdom over here. Never mind, we cannot usurp the primary title of someone fighting a war. This guy's still in his war. Sad. Well, for right now, we'll make our way on over, and we do desperately need to handle this. And yeah, I'm not surprised that there's a faction with us being this far over our vassal limit. That is deeply unsurprising. However, this guy's leading it. He just got taken over. Fair enough. I don't suppose we can do this. No, because he is of the wrong faith. Can we get him to convert? He might accept. We'll give it a go. What could possibly go wrong? He'll probably want a hook. Nope, he refuses. Okay. Here's the thing. They're below the threshold. Even as it is right now, they are below the threshold. Fascinating. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll get all of these direct vassals dealt with. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.